Right, 27 November 2025, and today I'm excited to be joined by a special guest, and that is my brother, Munyaradzi Angero Savanhu. Is that correct, Mkom?
Yes, it is. Munyaradzi Angero Savanhu. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to talk, and I want you to say as much as you want to say regarding the current situation. You've been trending, and people have been saying a lot of things about you. What do you have to say for yourself?
Gambakwe, thank you for that. Most of the times, I'm not a person who wants to come to media platforms talking about issues like this. But since I started trending some 2-3 days ago, I think this is the opportune time for me to come through and speak about things, some misconceptions that people have about myself. So you see, I'm an author, I'm a biographer, I've written novels, I've written devotionals. So where do I start from? Let me start with the works that I've penned, and maybe also name some few individuals that I've worked with over the years in my works as an author. So to date, I've penned 8 books. I've published 8 books. The first book was called The Nationalist Gospels. That book project, I did it with Joshua Maponga. He's a brother of mine, and some other characters that are also involved in that book production. They're mainly from my church, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and it was launched in 2021. About 2020, I think, or 2021. I'm now forgetting the dates. So I wrote another one, which is a manual, which is called The Era of the African Child, Saving the Future from Extinction, which was a book which was intended for parents, because I was working as a chaplain at a school for 8 years. So I wrote that manual for parents. Then after that book, I then wrote my first novel. I don't have it here with me. It was called The Price of Sugar. It's a political novel, political fiction. Then after that novel, I wrote another called The Poor Man's Cartel. This here with me, it was explosive in Zimbabwe. That was just before we launched it, just before the watershed elections of 2023. So it was the elections. I launched this book, and then after that one, after the elections, then I wrote another novel. It was called The Feast of the Bed. So this is where my literary relationship with Dr. Botswana starts. He is the one who sponsored the writing of this novel called The Feast of the Bed. So many people would love to refer to The Poor Man's Cartel, The Price of Sugar, but they don't want to refer also to the book, The Feast of the Bed, and the last one, which I don't have as of now, the novel, which is called Shadows on Stone. So people don't love to refer to those books as they want to refer to my ideology. Then after these books, there is another project that I did with Dr. I think you can see it forwarded by Dr. here. It's a devotional called the African Dream. I did with Kudabasha. Is the one who forwarded that book. So why am I referring you to these things? So that you begin to see my relationship with Kudabasha Tagwire. My relationship with Kudabasha Tagwire is personal. It is not professional. It's personal. He's my brother. So sometimes things that we say, sometimes I can joke with him. I can say anything that I want to say to him at any given point in time. Let me rush to the just ended ZANU-PF rally. So I had told him soon after his election to his co-option into the ZANU-PF Central Committee. They said, "You're moving around, my brother, and you are doing. I've heard that you are speaking at big rallies. Yeah. So I want to come and attend, and I want to hear you speak." So he thought I was joking because I last attended the ZANU-PF rally in 2005, as I said in that video. So he thought I was joking, and he said, "I know. If you let's bet you will never come to a ZANU-PF rally." And I said, "No, I'm coming. How come?" So I asked Joshua Mabonga to take me to that rally. Then I went to that rally and to prove that I attended. That's when we had to shoot that small skit. And I'm actually the one who published that skit on my social media, on my Facebook page, Munyaradzi Angero Savanhu. So let me go back to my literary works. My latest book is this one, which I'm holding in my hands, The Footprints in the Chains, the life story of Job Sikhala. So, in as much as my works are concerned and my relations are concerned, let me also rush to talk about my relationship with Honorable Job Sikhala and his National Democratic Working Group. I want to say my relationship with Job Sikhala is strictly professional. How did I meet Job Sikhala? I met Job Sikhala when I was young, when during their youthful days, when they would come and campaign in Chichunguiza. But I started hearing about him when I was still in primary school, around 1999, 2000. During the days of Sinasu and formation of the NCA, MDC. Right, I got interested in the character. But when he was arrested. We also used to go and attend his court. There was a time when I went to attend his court. Then I gave his lawyers some political literature that I wanted him maybe during his spare time to just to go through, to read. I gave him my novel, some of my works, and the nationalism gospels as well. So they took the books to Sikhala, and then he read them. But I did not go to prison to see Job Sikhala. So after his release, we had expectations. I think every opposition activist in Zimbabwe had expectations, especially around the character and personhood of Job Sikhala. So when he came out and when he was imitating that Mandela voice, I was actually one person who was at the forefront. If you check Nick Mangwana's X account, you also see one of his oldest videos around the time when Sikhala was arrested, when he was also imitating how he imitated Nelson Mandela when we were mocking him. So the time he commented on X when a friend of mine called Honorable Darlington Chikungu from the Honorable Member of Parliament for Budiro South constituency, when he posted my books on X, Job Sikhala commented. He gave a positive comment. After giving that positive comment, or rather that positive comment is what attracted me to him. Because as somebody who had pushed my works, I had to do something for him. That's when I started looking for his number. I looked for him. I got in touch with him. Then I proposed writing his biography. And he agreed. He said to me, please come through and let's make sure that the dream sees the light of day. So I went to his place and the biography was written. And my relationship with him, I want to put it in black and white, that it has always been professional. It's always about the book. When we were going to South Africa, it was about the book. I'll also, tell you some other things later on that people are now beginning to attach my name to. Things like his poisoning in South Africa, and his latest arrest and whatever, and they're now saying I'm a ZANU-PF agent who was behind all those atrocities that were committed to the life and personhood of Honorable Job Sikhala. I want to say it in black and white this particular afternoon for Gambakwe. So my relationship with him has been strictly professional. It's always about the book. When we met, we were talking about the book. When I was coming to South Africa, the two times we came, the first two times, the visits there were strictly professional about the book project. When I came this time around, it was not about the book project. I'll tell you why we came through together for the third time when we went via Botswana together. When I went to Botswana with him, he had promised that he wanted to make sure that I and President Ian Kama sit down together as he and his friend, the former president of the BPF. I don't know whether he's still the current or former president, because the elections there, the Congress there was chaotic. They said that they said they would make sure they would talk to President Kama that I cover his biography. When I wrote this biography, Job Sikhala's biography, Job Sikhala never brought in a cent. Every cost behind this book project was from somewhere. We borrowed money from somewhere. So I thought I was going to recover as I did President Ian Khama's biography, but it did not happen to be like so. But I just want to say before you start asking me questions that my relationship with him has always been professional. It has never been political. I am not a member of the National Democratic Working Group. He can confirm this. People from the National Democratic Working Group can confirm this. I don't hold any position. I've never held any political position in my entire life up to the present moment. And I want to say I've never attended an NDWG meeting. Even up to this day, I've allowed them to hold their meetings. But when it comes to the book project, because the book involves me and Sikhala, I'm actively involved because it also involves my sweat. Now, I don't know if you want to ask questions or you want me to continue to tell you what happened in Botswana and then what happened in South Africa.
Okay, Mukoma, please continue. I don't want to break your chain of thought.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, Mukoma Gambara, here comes, I think I've told you about my relationship with Tabule and the reasons why I went to attend the ZANU-PF Congress. I am an author, I am a biographer, I am a liberal, I do what I want, I go to places that I want to go to, I associate with people that I want to associate with, and Tabule and myself, the relationship is strictly personal. Yeah, you'll find us doing things that are weird. So when he invited me, even if he decides today to invite me to join ZANU-PF, if I want to, I can join ZANU-PF because I'm free. I'm not indebted to anyone. I'm not bound by any political chains and boundaries. I am a free being who has to exercise his democratic rights and his freedom of association. So that's the reason why I had to attend them. I saw it. I just thought it was okay to attend that rally. But attaching that rally to our book project and my movement, Job Sikhala, would be somehow unjust. When we went to Botswana, I have got the hard evidence in my phone. Sikhala, as I said earlier on, that you wanted to link me up with the President Ian Khama. He said to me, please, as we come back to Zimbabwe, buy a ticket. And that ticket, Friday, after the Botswana Congress, because the Botswana Congress was going to be held on a Saturday. So he said on Monday we would go. I think I'm mixing up things. It should be Sunday or Monday. We're supposed to be going back, or we're supposed to go to South Africa by road. His security personnel in South Africa, Baron Newton Mashamu, would come through to pick us up, myself, and Sikhala's for security aid. It's called Lekwan. It's called Lekwan. I know him as Lekwan. But when the letter came, the invitation letter came from Botswana, from the Botswana Patriotic Front, Job Sikhala sent the names of the delegates to Liantile, and my name was not included. He sent me the letter via WhatsApp. And then I said to him, oh, it's fine. So you are going and you are leaving me behind. Then he said, no. Why would I mention your name? The names would see that the names of my security aides are not mentioned, but I am going with them. So the assumption was I would go to Botswana with him. As he is one, and he present me during the Congress as one of his security aides, but with our intention of meeting President Ian Khama at an opportune time. So we agreed, and I got the screenshots. When he bought his ticket, he even told me, where's my ticket? And he bought yours. Then I said, I'm waiting for my Chigananda to buy me a ticket. And he said, please, make haste. Be as swift as possible. So me coming to Botswana, if he comes through, because yesterday I heard on X, when Uncle Jet said me coming to Botswana, I was an uninvited guest. Mukoma on that one. If he said it, that's line number one. Then, how did we go to South Africa? After the Botswana Congress, it was chaotic. It ended in chaos. So Sikhala left without having given his speech because he had been invited as an international guest. He left without giving his speech. So on Saturday, he left in the evening, coming back to Palapia where he was putting up. And I had to put up with his security personnel in Serue. I traveled to South Africa by bus. And the first night I slept in Francistown. The following morning I went connected to the human Riatile's aide called Boniswa Bayani, and his ambassador from South Africa called Justina. And then we traveled together to Serue. So they came back that night, him, Riatile, his ambassador from South Africa, and this Riatile's aide. Then I had to put up in Serue. Then early in the morning on Sunday, Sikhala called me and he said I had to come through because the Atila was saying we were supposed to leave Palapi going to Gambakwe. So I came through and Zenzo Nkomo drove me from Serue. I came together with Zenzo Nkomo and Lekwa. So when we arrived, he had told me that his security aid was no longer coming by road. He was no longer coming to Botswana to pick us up. So what was going to happen? He said, now we are going to fly. So instead of going along with Lekwan as we've always been doing all along, he then said, Lekwan was there. If he wants to confirm, if he wants to tell the truth, he can come through and say this. Lekwan are now traveling by bus in the presence of Zenzo Nkomo. Lekwan are traveling by bus, here is busted. But I am going to South Africa with Munya. These two gentlemen can testify as to the truth behind what I've said now, if they are truthful. So we traveled to Palapi and me, Job Sikhala, Boniswa Bayani, Riatile, and Justina. Along the way, because remember I said the situation back at the Congress was chaotic. Riatile was supposed to hold a radio interview. So he stopped at a service station. And then we disembarked, we went to buy in whatever Mkoma wanted in that, those shops by the service stations. And he bought whatever that he wanted to buy. And we went and we sat at the bridge. I have got the pictures. Justina came through, took pictures as we were sitting at that bridge. And Mkoma said, Mfano, do you know the reason why I am taking you to South Africa? Why I asked you that, please buy a ticket to pass through South Africa on our way back to Zimbabwe after the Botswana Congress. I said, I don't know, Mkoma. And Mkoma said, I have got deals. There's something that I want to do. What do you want to do, Mkoma? Then Mkoma went ahead to say, I have got deals with Congolese people. These Congolese people, I'm now saying this because of what he said to Uncle Jets, that I was uninvited to South Africa. And Uncle Jets has also confirmed this to me as I asked him this morning. When you called me earlier on, I was on a phone call with Uncle Jets. It was yesterday, Twitter was ablaze. So let me tell Zimbabwe, let me tell the citizens the truth as to what led me into going to South Africa with Honorable Job Sikhala. And I said, what type of a deal is this? He said, no, these guys approached me the last time in South Africa, I remember, and I confirmed. I responded in the affirmative. And he said to me, these guys have a parcel that they want me to deliver to a certain lady called Mona Lisa in South Africa. Look at the messages. He started showing me the messages, the messages and the calls between him and a certain lady. I think it's a white lady called Mona Lisa. You see, I'm going to deliver this parcel. And he said, these guys are from Kabila. They are coming from Joseph Kabila. And I've been talking to him. And he showed me, and he said, look at these messages. Started showing me the messages. But Joseph Kabila is not saved as Joseph Kabila. The number that is saved as the name that is saved in his phone. He said that name is Mr. Nanga. He said, no, that's a code name. I don't know code names. I don't do deals. I'm a simple author. I'm a biographer. I don't understand most of those things. So then I said, it's okay. So we've been talking. Look, we've been talking. He has also been calling me. So he wants me to deliver this parcel. And look, I googled. The parcel was, he wanted to deliver palladium. He said, they want me to deliver palladium. 100 kgs. Look at the price. He said, the price ranges from USD 4.5 million to USD 4.7 million. And he asked me a question. So I'm going to probably 10% or 5%. He said, that's still a lot of money. We are going to move. I'm going to move. I'm going to make sure that I strengthen my organization. Talking about the National Democratic Working Group, which he leads even up to this day. So, where do I fit in? He said, no, I want you to act as my intelligence. As soon as we arrive there, I don't trust these people. I want you to go first and check. And as you check, if you see that the environment is okay, it's safe for me, then you give me a call, then I'll come through and do those deals. At that particular time, I said, I've yet you call. I still wanted to process. I've never engaged in these things. So we proceeded. After that discussion, after Triatile, I don't know whether he had done that. He had done his radio interview or what he had said. I don't know. But after they were done, he said, "Let's proceed." Then we proceeded to Gaborone, and we had to put up at a hotel in Gaborone, which was paid for by Riatile at Grand Palm Hotel in Botswana. So when we arrived at Grand Palm, because I had been processing, then I approached him and I said, Mkoma, why would you allow me to involve Sam to go and investigate the people that you've been talking about? Then he said, no. Mr. Hanga said to me, no, don't involve any other person. I just want you directly involved in this deal. So just go ahead and do your thing without involving other people. So you are no longer going to be involved in this thing. I said, it's okay, Mkoma. That was on a Sunday. Monday arrived, and the person with the parcel, or the person with the purported parcel, let me say because I did not see the parcel. The person with the purported parcel, Mkoma told me that he was just about, he had just crossed the border, and he showed me the passport that had been stamped. And the name of that particular person is called John Lugoya. That's the name of the person who was coming with the parcel that was carrying the purported palladium. So we proceeded to the airport. As we proceeded to the airport, Mkoma was desperate. Mkoma was desperate. He desperately wanted to meet this guy. He said, "No, the guy is in South Africa. I wish you were there just in time." I think you those who know him, they know how he speaks when he's found desperate. So before we left, before we boarded our plane, the guy called Mkoma and he said to him, "I don't want to put up at your hotel. The guy, I don't want to put up at your hotel. Number two, I don't want to put up at anyone's house. So please book me a separate hotel where I will sleep." You see. So then Mkoma asked me, "What should we do?" I said, "I don't know, Mkoma." Then he said, "No, let me call my brothers." Then he called a friend of mine called Sam. And he said, "Sam, please pay for this guy, for my guy who is coming over there for his accommodation. And as soon as I land, I'll reimburse your money." And Sam said, "It's okay." Okay? When we were in Zimbabwe, when I asked him, Mkoma, before we went to Botswana, "Mkoma, where are we going to put up in South Africa?" He said, "I've spoken to my young brother Nigel. He has sorted that thing already." That's where names like Nigel come in. I'll talk about this on in a separate discussion. Right. So when we embarked, when we got onto the plane, Sam then called me. He said, "Are you with him, Dad?" Yet I know the content of their discussion. I would have stopped him because what happened thereafter was unceremonious. Then I said, "Yes, he's sitting next to me." Then he said, "Please give him the phone." So I gave Mkoma the phone, and Sam said, "Mkoma, I'm not going to disclose names, but the intelligence that I'm gathering here in South Africa is that you are dealing with Congolese people, but these are not Congolese people. These are Zimbabweans, and these Zimbabweans are going to tell you that if they don't kill you, these guys, they are going to send you to prison. These guys are not genuine, they are bogus." That is what Sam told Mudara. And Mudara asked him, "Who has told you?" And Sam said, "No, I'm not going to disclose the information, but this is what I heard." Then Mkoma said, "No, Munya does not keep secrets." Then he started lambasting Sam and he told us plain clearly, he told Sam plain clearly before he told me for 40 minutes as we were flying from Botswana to South Africa. I did intelligence in Yoweri Museveni's country. I was trained by Museveni as an intelligence supremo. And I've been in politics for 4 decades. You think I don't know what I'm doing? That was Mkoma Wiwa. And as he said that, and he said, Munyaradzi, the one who has been telling you, yeah, he does not have a heart. He does not keep secrets. And he lambasted me. As soon as he was done, I said, Mkoma, you are involving me in issues that I don't know about. And all hell broke loose. From the Botswana airport, from the Senate Kama International Airport up to O.R. Tambo International Airport for 40 minutes. Mkoma humiliated. He said almost everything. I tried to defend myself unsuccessfully. He said any word that would come. That if he had a chance of slapping me, if he had a chance of doing something to me, you could have done it in that plane. By the time that we arrived to Tambo International Airport, I was angry. I was visibly angry. You could see it. And I said to Mkoma, Mkoma, ever since I was born, I certainly have to watch anymore. But Mkoma, if you are right, then it's okay, we will see. But if I am also innocent in this thing, if you are made enough at some point in time, please come through and apologize to me. Because I don't know this issue. Then he continued. So, as he was waiting for his uncle who was coming to pick us up, before his uncle Tema, Alexander Tema, he had called him and he said, Uncle, there's somebody who is coming up with my parcel. Please pick him up. I don't know at some point, at some point, and Job had sent, I think the location where the guy had arrived in South Africa. And Job sent that location and he said to his uncle, please go and pick this guy up and keep him. Please come with him to the airport. We want to meet him at the airport. Then we'll take him to his hotel straight away. So his uncle had also consented to that, and he was looking for the guy. So when we arrived, when we got to Tambo International Airport, Mkoma tried calling his uncle, and his uncle's number was no longer reachable. We went out there, we sat there. It was no longer reachable. Then I said to him, Mkoma, you don't know these people. When we were at International Airport, I also warned you, and I said to Mkoma, how do you know these people? Why did they choose you? And you told me that this is what he had told me. When I asked him why did they choose you, he said these guys can't speak English. That's number one. Number two, maybe because of his courage. Number three, because maybe because Joseph Kabila wants to connect with him politically. And Joseph Kabila would then link him with President Paul Kagame of Rwanda. And he had been promised that you would come through to Goma, or you would, or rather, he had to choose between Goma and Kigali. And we had laughed about this issue. And then I said, probably your deals are not about money. Probably your deals are not about the 4.7 million that we're talking about. Maybe your deals with these guys are about, maybe they are about political connections. And so, you see, then I said, Mkoma, maybe your uncle has been abducted by these people that you don't know. They said, what do you think, Mfano? And I said, Mkoma, I don't know. Because you did intelligence and I did not. And then I asked him another question. I said, Mkoma, but the person that you are talking with, that you're discussing, this guy that came from DRC, this John Lugo, he is speaking in English. But you said these guys have chosen you because they don't speak in English. Then he said, what do you think about that? I said, Mkoma, I don't know. Because you did intelligence and I did not. And I said, even the way they were calling each other, that guy. And I said, Mkoma, the way he is calling you, his accent. I went to school with people from French colonies. And I said, Mkoma, his English is Polish. This is not Congolese English. This guy is from Zimbabwe. And I suspect from Harare. And I said, what do you think, Mkoma? They said, I don't know, Mkoma. You did intelligence, and I did not. So we proceeded. I was angry. We proceeded. We had to hire a taxi. Same, we had to pay for that taxi. And Mkoma had promised to give him back his money. I don't know whether he gave him back that money. I don't know what happened. So once the guy was in Jamestown at some place called KFC, I'm not sure where he was in South Africa. I've never been out of the country for more than a week, apart from this particular time when we went to Botswana and when we came through South Africa. That has been the longest I've been out of Zimbabwe. So I'm not sure of this. It's a country that I have a phobia for South Africa. I have a deep phobia. I fear South Africa. So we went to Jamestown, and when we went to Jamestown, his uncle was not picking up. His uncle was still not picking. He was still not on the ladder. You see, his phone was not going through. And I was saying maybe he has been abducted. Then along the way, because his uncle was not yet online, he was not. His phone was not going through. Job had to call a guy called Dave. And he said, this guy, I have a friend called Dave, who works for South African Hawks. You can check with those guys. Who works for South African Hawks. Then he called Dave. Then he said, I'm going to a place where I'm going to receive a passport, but I don't trust those guys. Please, Dave, can you please supply me with backup security? And they were talking with Dave. And, before we are, just before we arrived to Jamestown, then his uncle's phone went on. He called his uncle, and his uncle picked his phone, and he said, no, along the way as he was going to pick up this guy, his phone had ran out of battery. That's when Job called Dave to stop him from sending his security personnel to come and give us security backup. Then he said, you see him for now. But you know what we're going to do? This deal is clean. This deal is sailing through. But we had warned him. Sam had warned him. Then I said, it's okay. Maybe I don't know these things. It's okay. But I do not want to be part and parcel of it. That was on a Monday. So we picked up this guy, and Job said, we are not going to the hotel. Then he started directing the taxi to the same taxi driver we picked up at Johannesburg International Airport to take us to where his uncle stayed. If I'm not mistaken, it should be Monaco. I think it should be Monaco, where Alexander Thomas stays. So we went there. Yes, we went there. And we saw his uncle arrived at this place. They greeted each other. They did home and you see. And the guy who was carrying the parcel, he was escorted into Uncle Tema's house. We went together into that house, and we left him at Uncle Tema's house together with Job. That was on a Monday. It was evening, and the guy was putting on a long jacket with some white jacket with some stars. And we called them flat caps. I don't know whether that's the correct name. He was putting on a red flat cap. You see, and they were communicating, and Job was calling him my son. So I left these two at Uncle Tema's house. Uncle Tema is the one who had to take me back to the hotel. Mukoma Job said, I'm staying here. And who had booked that hotel? Mukoma Job had told me that Nigel had booked us, had booked us some rooms at the hotel where Job stayed. When we came for the book launch in South Africa, and where we stayed together, when we came for the second time, and where I stayed alone, when we came together, Job, for the third time. But the last two times, when we came for the second time and the third time, the one who was in direct talks with Nigel was Mukoma Job. Nigel, I only saw him 2 times. I'll talk about Nigel later on. I don't know that character. I only saw him 2 times. And whatever that was happening between them, I don't know. And I'll tell you what I know about their relationship. So, I left them, and Mukoma knew that I did not yet marry. So I went to the hotel, Sunshine Sky. That's where we were staying. That's where Job said he was poisoned. When we visited South Africa for the second time to come and open our joint bank account in South Africa. And now he's saying he was afraid to put up at the same hotel because of those security reasons. But he had spoken to whoever he had spoken to, whom he says he's called Nigel, and he had booked prior to our departure from Zimbabwe, going via Botswana. He had spoken to him. Now, so I'm at the hotel. I last saw him come on Monday. Tuesday, he was nowhere to be seen. Nigel came through, and I saw him for the second time now. I'll tell you, the first time I saw him during our book launch in South Africa, when I came with Honorable Sikhala. And I'll tell you the circumstances that led to our meeting in South Africa, our first meeting. So he came on Tuesday. He was looking for his friend. Said, is Honorable Sikhala around? I said, no, he is not. He put up at his uncle's place. Then he said, it's okay, I'll call him later. Let me give you his money. Then he gave me his money. When he gave me the money, it was 1,500 rand for food. After he had left, I called him, then I said, Nigel was asking if you're still coming here. because he had booked a room for you. And Mkoma said, no, I'll come on Thursday. And I said, he also left me with 1,500 rand. And Mkoma said, I know, it's coming here. And it's fine, Mkoma, thank you so much for, because I did not have a cent on me. I did not have a single rand on me. Right, so that is what happened. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Because we had planned and I had booked that we were a flight for Friday. With this union, because he's the one who told me that we are going back to Zimbabwe on Friday. I called him on Thursday afternoon. I said, Mpoma, are we still going back to, in fact, are you coming to the hotel? So that we prepare to go back together tomorrow. I think it was in the afternoon. Then he said, I'm not yet done with my dues here in South Africa. Then I said, I'm going tomorrow. Then he said, it's okay, you can go home. I'll find you there. These were the last words between me and Honorable Sir. So I left. My flight was around 5:10 a.m. The flight suffered that early morning flight. So I left around 4. I tried calling him before I left. His phone was saying calling and not ringing. I said, okay, it's fine. When I was at the airport, I tried calling him. I even texted him. Saying, I'm now at the airport. There was only one ticket. Okay. I flew. As I arrived at the Robert Mugabe International Airport, I tried to get in touch with him. To no avail. I only saw in the afternoon, I think around 1-ish, on social media that Job had been arrested in South Africa. Whatever that he was doing in South Africa, I'm not part and parcel of it. Let him come through and deny what I'm saying. You see, so this is the first narration. Let me now give you the second narration, where he says, I am the link between him and Nigel. You see, and I also say things that I know about them. When we came to South Africa for the first time, remember I said I have a friend called Sam who is in South Africa. So when we came to South Africa, I called Sam. I said, I'm afraid of Joburg. Because I was booked at Reef Hotel in Joburg. That was close to where you came in Gambakwe. What do you call it? That where we had our book launch, that venue. So I said to Mkoma, I said to Sam, please come through. And he drove me around Joburg. I'm afraid of this city because of my previous experiences with the Joburg environment. So Sam came through. Then Mkoma saw him and I said, I introduced Sam. I said, Mkoma, this one is my friend. And this, my friend, is a hustler. He's a Chikananda. I said, he's my Chikananda here. You see. Then Mkoma said, it's fine. So Sam, you had promised to bring a car that you would use, him and me, the two of us would use as we were doing our errands in South Africa. So he said, no, this car actually belongs to my uncle. But he did not tell him, he said, it belongs to my uncle. So I'm going to my uncle to pick up this car. So he came with the car. And then when he came with the car, Mukoma also that this car was, I'm not a car person, but it's a good BMW, a beautiful BMW. You know, it's classic. It's classy. It shows class. So Mukoma said that's how he abandoned Zenzo Nkomo's car in favor of this car. Let him come through and deny it. Let those who are around come through and deny this. There was a time when I was in this car when I was traveling to SABC, and I was traveling with the Lebanon and his security personnel called Newton Baron Masa in their car. I was not in that particular car. You see, so that is what happened. When we went for lunch together, when we came through for the first time to South Africa, when we launched the book in August, so I don't know what he said. I don't know what they discussed. Then Sam came through to me and he said, Mudara wants the hotel. He wants us to book him at a hotel. I don't know, there's some things we won't say in the public domain. Then I said, I don't know, but he does not have money. I've been moving around with him, he does not have money. He said, no, don't worry, leave that, leave everything to me. I know Sam is a hustler. Sam doesn't believe in failure. So Sam went ahead, and then he came through and he said, no, a hotel has been booked in your name, Mudara. You see, and then, the voice call, sorry. I don't know if you still hear me. Sorry, I don't know if you can still hear me. Let me continue.
Continue, Mkoma. I can hear you.
Hello,
Continue.
can you hear me, Gambakwe?
You can continue, Mkoma. Proceed.
Continue, Mkoma. I can hear you. Hello, Gambakwe.
Yes, I can hear you. Continue.
You can continue, Mkoma. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, Mkoma, I can hear you. Continue. You can proceed. And remember, it's okay. I can hear you. I can hear you. Please continue. Hello, Mkoma, I can hear you. Please continue.
Right, where did I leave you? I don't want to leave anything behind. I don't want to leave anything.
You were in a car, so I think a call came through Yakata, our conversation. So you can proceed from where we were at the meeting in Johannesburg, and you were in a new car, which was much better.
So that's how the car came through. And same, remember, I said he also came through to me and he said, Mdara is saying he also wants a hotel. I could not take him. He's an honorable person. I am the one who was booked at Reef Hotel. Him being booked at Santon Sky was as his request to send. So that's then I said, but he does not have money. I've been moving around with him. He does not have money. This book project is funded by me through some other sources. You see, and then Sam said, "I know, don't worry, we can fix that one. He's a hustler." She said, "I trusted him. I've always been trusting him. I trust him even up to now." You see, then he went ahead. Then he came through. Then he said, "We have booked him at Santon Sky." Right? So when we went to Santon Sky, we went together. Job, his security personnel, Zenton Komo was also there. Then when we arrived there, that's when we saw Nigel. For the first time, I saw Nigel for the first time. And then Sam said, he's the one who is paid for this accommodation. You see. And they greeted each other with Mkomawiwa. They started having discussions and whatever. Nigel gave Mkomawiwa 3,000. He said, I'm giving you 3,000 for food. If you need anything, I am there. I don't know whether that's the time they exchanged numbers. You see, after exchanging numbers, Sam came through. He can come through and confirm. He came through and he said, after Nigel left, some of the people that we give to you, you don't know. So you see, when you want things from them, go through Munya or go through maybe me. You can go through me. So some of the people, some are Zanu-PF staunch supporters. This is exactly what he said to Mkomawiwa. Then Mkomawiwa replied to him. He said, I know you are fasting intelligence. I'm an intelligence supreme. Fine. So they are calling their discussions, whatever, after that discussion with Nigel. I am not well versed. I only know that Mkoma would say, whenever I wanted to visit, if we needed anything, he would say, Mpano wangu Nigel, let me ask you a question. If inini ndaka introduce Mkomawiwa kutona nyuzone wanu, how about the people that he introduced to me? Why did I not make those people my people? He introduced me to a lot of people. But inini ndaka why did he trust my people? Why did he trust a friend who has been introduced by a friend of a friend. Why did he trust that person? After a point, I didn't know. I was suffering in Phantom Sky. He had deserted me in South Africa. I told you what you can and Pomano and but I believe it. And I don't know why he's doing that. I don't know why. Antimon, and to see him, and to see him, they knew each other. Andrew one, you would have been the Evan and the man did I think that's not right. What was happening on Twitter yesterday is not fair. My job should be fair with people who are genuine with him. Or we have been genuine at least with him. You see. So,
Mkono, I think wait, let me ask you some questions now because I think my covers are going. Can I ask you a few questions?
Yes, Mkono.
Okay, let's start with the summary. You said you've got a close relationship with Tabure from long back.
Yes, and a personal relationship. Yes,
a personal relationship, and it's not related to anything to do with what is currently happening. You said you don't have a personal relationship with Job Sikhala, but a professional relationship through writing the book.
Yes.
And then you said you traveled to South Africa 3 times with Job Sikhala.
Yes.
And to Botswana 1 time.
Yes.
How many times in Zimbabwe did you travel with Job Sikhala?
In Zimbabwe, I don't know. Because we were always together with Job Sikhala. I would go to his place, not traveling. I talk about traveling, but I'm saying numerous times. But I would go to his place. We would eat together. You would also come to my place. We would eat together. We went to the embassy. I think you saw those pictures when he was introducing, when I was marketing his book. When we were going to the embassy, we went to the embassies, and then sometimes I was posted on X by, is it Jangwanda or who posted the two of us, that picture that is trending. And the 3 of us with Professor Ibo Mandaza, we would eat together. Professor Ibo Mandaza, I don't know. We traveled to Blawayo, Mashingo. After the book was disappeared in Mashingo, we went there again with we've been together on occasions in Zimbabwe traveling. You see.
Okay. So who was paying for the bills? Are you aware of who was paying for the travel expenses?
I need to be brutally honest. Some moments, Mukoma would fork money from his pocket. You would fork out money from his pocket. And some moments, they would also push it. When we went to Mashingo, he was pushed by my chairman, my PA, the one, in fact, my manager, the one who manages my project, called Chairman Gita. We called him Chairman Gita. The one he introduced Chikananda when we launched the book in Harare. When he said we have Chikananda, he said that. It's on camera. It's captured on camera, but I launched Professor Ibo Mandaza. So he's the one who told me keep in
All right. And then let's go to the parcel. When the parcel was delivered, is that the same parcel which then came out as the explosives?
From Monday, I need to be brutally honest with you. And from Monday, I don't know what was in the parcel. I last knew about my activities on Monday evening when we arrived at Uncle Tema's place. I don't know anything from then up until the time I was arrested and released. I don't know what was happening. I'm not in constant touch with him because he sold my name when he came out of jail, and I did not expect that.
Okay. So you don't know anything that happened apart from the exchange, but you are aware of what happened.
I don't know.
You were aware of what happened before when coming from Botswana.
Yes.
The only reason why you didn't go back to Zimbabwe is because there was an exchange which was supposed to take place in South Africa. Where was the palladium supposed to go?
It was, I said, it was supposed to be delivered to a lady called Mona Lisa. And I think she's a white lady. I think he's if my memory serves me, he said that lady is a white lady.
Okay, where was supposed to be from South Africa to Zimbabwe?
Within South Africa, I don't know, but within South Africa. You were supposed to receive in South Africa and deliver it in South Africa. I think, yeah. Maybe Joburg or whatever, but close by. It was supposed to be close by.
All right, so you are saying the relationship between Nigel and Sikhala is there in place. Do you know, like for instance, in I was given a death threat by my Sikhala. She said, I won't last a long time. Are they capable of this kind of thing, or it was just a threat? Is she also part of it?
No, let me be honest with you. I don't think my Sikhala is in these things. I don't maybe, but I don't know. I don't know, but I don't believe that. What I believe in Gambakwe is that Sikhala thought this deal was a genuine deal. This I can confirm. I think he thought this deal was a genuine deal, and all this frustration comes from the deal having failed and him ending up together with Uncle in prison. That's when he started now trying to soil us, but which is not fair. But I don't think they'll do that. I believe they are good people. But what he said after release from prison is what and I had kept quiet. I said it's okay, let him go ahead. But what was said yesterday on X, no, it's not. It's unfair.
Okay, so he appeared on an X space where he implicated you.
He did not appear on X space. This is the narration by Uncle Jets. Uncle Jets, I reached out to him this morning, and he texted me what Job Sikhala had said to him.
Okay,
this is what he said about you. You are invited, you were planted by ZANU-PF, you had done this. Uncle Jets, I spoke to Uncle Jets, he can confirm what I'm saying right now. And I called we had a discussion for 6 minutes.
I don't think Uncle Jets tells the truth all the time. He sensationalizes a lot of stuff. Do you agree that maybe he could have said the wrong thing? I have last week myself called him and challenged him on something, and it turned out that was false, but he refused to withdraw. So is it possible that he's not telling the truth also about you and Sikhala's conversation?
I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. But what happened on Twitter, I know reached to the marrow. It reached to my marrow. You see, so I just thought of just opening up and sharing this information. I don't know, but this is what he said to me, and maybe he tells the truth, maybe he does not tell the truth. But when he spoke to me, I thought he was telling the truth. And the way he presented that thing, I thought he was telling the truth.
No, I can assure you that Uncle Jets sensationalizes a lot of stuff. And I'm talking to you as a journalist. Most of the guys in Zimbabwe, they will tell you something so that they trigger you. And then you end up hating each other. So when you hear something from my journalists in Zimbabwe, sometimes it's not true. So I'm just doing this so that you understand that maybe Job Sikhala didn't actually say that. It's quite possible that he didn't say those things that have been said by Jets.
Okay. I don't know.
So when I look at you, you are an honest person. I don't think you sold out Job Sikhala. I've been accused myself of selling out Job Sikhala. And I know that everyone who went to Job Sikhala was trying to help. Was Hope aware of these things? Have you met him before?
Hope, I know Hope. When we came through for that book launch, I know him from social media, and I know him also from old newspapers when I was writing for I don't know some media outlet in Zimbabwe. Knowing him from those places, but I saw him for the first time when we came through for that book launch. Yes, I saw Hope, and after Job's arrest, Hope reached out to me, and we had a lengthy discussion around the arrest of Job Sikhala and what I knew and what I did.
Okay, but was Hope aware that this gathering was connected to funding from ZANU-PF? Obviously, when you look into the monies that were used to book the hotel, the activities around Nigel Sibanda, was Hope aware, or he only knew after the arrest?
I'm not so sure. I don't know. But all I know is that when we were booking in Zimbabwe, would pay monies from our pockets. Chairman Gidza would come through and he would pay monies for the book launches, for the venues and whatever that was needed in Zimbabwe. But when we came to South Africa, he said the venue has been paid for by his structures in South Africa. That is what he told me. So I thought people like they are the ones who facilitated the payment of the venue. I don't know what was happening.
Is Chairman Gidza a member of ZANU?
Chairman Gidza, yes, he even told Honorable Stan that I am a ZANU supporter.
Okay.
So yes, he's a ZANU supporter, but he is my brother.
Okay, so the funding for the book launch in Zimbabwe was done by a ZANU member.
Yeah, let's say ZANU supporter.
Okay. So
yes, but Chairman Gidza, he owns a car rental business. He rents out his cars.
Okay.
Yes.
So in your own view, in summary, what can you say about the whole events that have taken place? You have already cleared yourself. You didn't sell out Job Sikhala, and Job Sikhala had his own deal going on. What else is there that we haven't covered right now? And I'm sure that many people are going to understand this. We're going to send it out to multiple platforms. What do you want people to know about the situation now? Is Job Sikhala safe when he goes back to prison, to court? What is going to happen now?
All I know, let me be frank with you. I believe Job Sikhala is a good man. The Job that I know, I believe he's a good man. But I believe he just became a victim of circumstances, which I don't know. I tried to warn him. We tried to warn him, but I don't know what got into him. What trapped him, really, I don't know. Then number two, in summary, I'm also saying, as I said, I'm a professional person. I don't belong to the National Democratic Working Group. I am simply his biographer. And as I do my work, I mix and mingle with a lot of people. I attend various gatherings. That's my work. That's where my bread is buttered. So I go to weird spaces. I am an author. I'm also an artist. So I should be allowed. I should be given my freedom of association. You see. So I don't know. I don't know the way forward from now. Now that my name is around and I'm a fraud. My name is around and I am a ZANU-PF agent. My name is around and I'm a CIO agent. All names have been heaped on me. I don't know what is going on, what is going to happen. The only thing that I can do is to come through and tell you what is on the ground. The future belongs to God.
All right, fantastic. I believe you. I believe your story, and I don't think there was any reason for you to sell Job Sikhala. But what I also believe is that there are a lot of people who like to make people fight. So they go to this person and tell a lie, and then they go to another person and tell a lie. I also believe that these people do it, including journalists, and I believe that you might have fallen victim to the same thing that my Sikhala felt to. When she met me, she was so angry at me. I did not understand why. I don't know why she was so angry at me. So maybe, and after she did that, I also had a negative view of Job Sikhala. And unfortunately, this is what happens. Probably we're all being played against each other. Do you believe that is possible?
Yes, it can be. Yes, it can be possible. It can be very much possible.
Okay, so what we do now is this book is a very good book. It reflects everything about Job Sikhala. Is there a way of sitting down maybe between yourself and Job Sikhala and the team and working it out? Because this book is not a false book, it's true. So what next now? Have you tried to get in touch? I've personally tried to get hold of Job Sikhala. Have you tried to get hold of him yourself?
I tried to call him and he called me a bastard. As soon as he came out of prison, he called me a bastard. So you see, I respect him, but I don't usually respond to whatever his rants against me at me. So I don't know. He's a senior man. He's the elderly here, and where we come from, we were taught to respect our elderly. I respect him, whatever that you come through with, I'll be comfortable with it. And this book is not the first book that I've written, and it is not also going to be the last book that I've written. But when I wrote this book, I did it sincerely, and I wrote this book according to the best of my ability. So I don't know what you will come through with. I don't know. He's the senior man here. He should show us maturity, and he should show that he is a brother. He's an elderly brother in this scenario. So because number one, he accused me. Number two, his people accused me. Three, his people in his National Democratic Working Group, they've accused me and called me names. They've called me Judas Iscariot. They've said I poisoned Job Sikhala in South Africa. They've said I wanted to kill him. His supporters have said that to me, and I have the evidence. So I don't know. He is the senior man here, and he's a politician. I'm not a politician. We only wait for that which he will come through with. But okay, I'm not happy. Fantastic. I'm not happy. After having done this, and he does this to me, I'm not happy.
Okay, I think you've cleared yourself. And I believe that many people now understand you. So as I said, we're going to send this out to as many people as possible. But you've been trending. You're probably the biggest trend yesterday. I've never seen such a big trend in my whole life. And that is from people who love Job Sikhala and people who hate him. They all used you, some of them to prove that Job Sikhala does not have a good team, and some to prove that he is sellout. Obviously, that also came out. But as I said, please don't take it to heart. It's not necessarily Job Sikhala who is behind what is happening. So I just want you to be aware, because I've also been a victim of the same thing myself. Where people would say Job Sikhala, or they would tell Job Sikhala something, or tell the wife something, and these people would hate them, and then they will come to you and say you are the enemy, but it's a misunderstanding. So the opposition is destroyed that way. And you saw this, the opposition CC of Chamisa collapsing under similar circumstances. So I think Zimbabwe intelligence is very smart. They are able to play people against each other, including funding people. And as you saw, being able to take someone from Botswana to South Africa with the pretext of funding them, or transferring money, or funding them, this is the kind of thing that they do. So my belief is that maybe you guys need to look at the team and reconstitute.
No, it's okay, Mkoma, but to those who love Mkoma, please continue doing so. I think he is a good man. To those who hate him, please understand him. He is also human. That's what I can say as of now. But as for me, I just wait. Time will tell Mkoma. If Mkoma wants me, I can even donate the full rights to his book, so that he continues launching his book, and you continue the 100% rights, to this book. But I was happy to be part and parcel of this project. I don't regret having gone through the pain that I went through, putting things together, and whatever that I'm willing to give him the full rights to his book.
Okay, did Tagwire fund the book?
No, he did not. Tagwire is out of this project, totally out of this book. But I can only say, when we were doing executive copies, you see, we were just doing for everybody who was interested. And sometimes names would be suggested, and we would just write and come over sign. Maybe that's another discussion for another day.
Okay, so Tagwire got a copy.
Of course, I'm his brother. Why can't he have a copy? I'm his brother. He has all my copies in his office, including those that don't speak well against the system. He has them. We discuss heated debates. He has those books. That's why we also have this book. And I want to say, nothing will separate me from Tagwire. I love him, and I believe what he's also doing. This is me. I believe this is me. These are my personal things. What he's doing makes sense to some of us who are objective. Whether I've joined ZANU, people will say whether I've joined ZANU, done this. That's my democratic right. I'm allowed to choose a part of my own choice.
I agree that you're allowed to join a part of your choice. So let's summarize and recap so that we don't make a mistake. You said you have always known Tagwire,
I've always known him. Yes. We go to the same church. We are from the SDA church. Go and check my Facebook. Munyaradzi Angero. You see, 2023 we were watching. You watched my feed. You watched my feed at church. Go and check my Facebook. The books, the books that were written to get are posted. They are in the public domain. I did not post them yesterday when these things came about. I've been doing these things for years.
Okay, so you do not sell out Job Sikhala. Job Sikhala already knew these people, Nigel Sibanda. He already knew, and he had to deal with people in South Africa. And then on top of that, you left him in South Africa, and he was doing his deals when he got arrested. His hotel was booked by Nigel Sibanda. His food was bought by Nigel Sibanda. So it's not you who introduced him to Nigel Sibanda.
It's not me who introduced him to Nigel Sibanda, but I can confirm that they met for the first time when we came for the book launch in South Africa. You see, his food being paid for by Nigel Sibanda, I think he knows that information. I don't know, but what we have now discovered is that they were having a lunch together, and I suspect, this is me suspecting, that it is Nigel Sibanda who paid for that food, because I think Mukoma did not have a cent in his pocket.
Okay. I think it's clear, and I also want to challenge Jed. He must check his facts, because I think he has also given you false information. I don't think Sikhala talks about other people to other people. I personally gone to the jail myself, and he didn't talk about you or anybody. So I think we might have to check Jed to see if he's telling the truth regarding all these accusations. I don't think he talked to Sikhala to that extent. So I want to challenge him. I'm going to call him and challenge him to say, did you talk to Sikhala? And Sikhala said those things about you.
Okay.
Because that you're hearing second-hand information, not first-hand.
Yeah, but I responded. I responded out of what I heard on Twitter yesterday, and what the National Democratic Working Group people, even the Twitter handle, they said this boy is a mess. He poisoned our chief person. They cannot post information that they are not getting from their leader.
Okay.
Yeah, what I believe that what Jed is saying is what he got from Sikhala himself. Was his National Democratic Working Group? Maybe they are not deleting, but I've received some screenshots. I've also looked at those texts. The National Democratic Working Group is actually said negative words about him. We thought he was doing a biography, a book launch, but actually he was setting our leader into a trap. Even in their group, they are saying that. The official spokesperson of the NDWG, they said these things.
Yes, they did. But as I'm saying, I don't think it's Sikhala himself. That's why I forget my Sikhala, because when she met me, she was so angry I couldn't understand. And I also had that negative response. But I love Ndala Tema so much that I quickly forgave them for that mistake.
You see, Mukoma, if your spokesperson, if a spokesperson of an organization speaks, that means that those words, they carry authority. They carry weight. They carry the weight of the leader. Those are the words of the leader. Because the leader will never allow information to be cascaded down to be broadcasted into the public domain by his main spokesperson without his approval. So Mukoma, we are on this one. He knows.
Okay, fantastic. So I would like to thank you for joining. Is there anything else you want to say before we close?
I just want to say thank you, Gambakwe, for reaching out to me. I also want to say to Zimbabweans and to listeners, thank you so much for your patience. Whatever you think after this discussion is okay. I am human. I'm an author. I'm a biographer. There are moments when I've also shown my weaknesses, whether publicly or privately. But I'm also human, and I just like you, just like any other human being, I should be allowed as well to interact with people that I want to interact with without carrying heavy names.
All right, thank you very much, Mukoma, and I appreciate everything. I'll see you again very soon, and good luck to you with the negotiations with Job Sikhala's team.
Thank you, Mukoma. Thank you so much. May God bless you.
Thank you.
Let me go and drink some water. Sure.
Push on the beat.
All right, guys, this has been a long interview, and I apologize for taking so long. So I'm going to get off the call now. It's been a long discussion, and unfortunately, I believe that there has been third parties that have communicated information, and this situation is deteriorating. So Munyaradzi Angero Savanhu talked to Angelo. Angelo told him that Sikhala told him that he was a sellout and is the one who introduced him to Nigel Sibanda and is the one who poisoned him. That triggered Munyaradzi Angero Savanhu, and he also reacted. Yesterday there was a long space on Angelo, and I believe that this has deteriorated and gotten us to a position where everyone is angry with each other. Job Sikhala's situation is being used by many people, and I believe that Job Sikhala himself must come out and speak before this gets worse and explain what has happened. I know it's in court, but many people who supported Job Sikhala, hearing that he's been dealing with ZANU-PF guys, getting funded, and so forth, they may not say anything now, but in their hearts, they will be very reluctant to go to a function where Job Sikhala is. But I believe that is someone who said here, Job Sikhala needs understanding. Because he's been in jail, he suffered a lot. So everyone must understand everyone else. Munyaradzi Angero Savanhu has explained his relationship with the Kudata Gure and the fact that it is not new. He did not sell out or jump ship like people have been saying. So myself, I withdraw any words I might have said to that effect. But as you are aware, this situation is developing. We are still going to go to court. Some of the things that are being said here are being watched by investigators. So that's why we have to be extremely careful. Court people are going to take these things that are being said and they are going to use them to investigate. And Job Sikhala must be careful how he deals with the people around him so that he doesn't end up getting people into trouble, especially regarding exchanges with the Congolese. Phones here in South Africa are closely watched. Everything you say on a phone is watched, and he must be careful regarding what he says. And if he is or is watching this, he must get in touch with youngsters like Angero and talk to them, apologize for the mistakes that have been made, especially by people around him, not himself. So that is what I have to say to Job Sikhala. With so much love for Job Sikhala, myself, I was following everything he did. I published everything Job Sikhala did. But listening to third parties is always a problem because you don't know why they're talking to you. You need to follow. So if Job Sikhala says something, I will ask him. If Angero says something, I will ask Angero. You mustn't get information from a third party because you don't know why they're talking to you. All right. I'd like to thank all of you for watching and a good day to you all. I probably have missed the budget, but we'll be coming back with the budget today. And a good day to you all.